Today is our launch for our Center for Commercialization of Sustainable Chemistry Innovation. From here forward, we'll call it COMM SCI because it's much easier than remembering the long feeding into the acronym. So when we talk about the projects, we're talking about the initiative. It's a COMM SCI initiative, and it very much it will be a basis of what we do over the next few years. BIC, Bioindustrial Innovation Canada, has a mission, and it's been a pretty consistent mission statement, or vision statement, excuse me, for the last number of years. And our mission statement is to create jobs and economic value sustainably for Canada. And really the key pieces of that is jobs and economic value, and you can only create that through effective commercialization of great ideas and support of companies. Sustainably is very important to us. It needs to have a positive impact relative to either existing technologies or existing products. And we are a national organization with a national mandate. I will say with our COMM SCI project, there's certainly a zeroing in on Southern Ontario because of the agencies that are supporting us there. Our mission, which is really to define what we do, is to provide critical strategic investment, advice, and services. And we provide those to business developers of clean, green, and sustainable technologies. And clean, green, and sustainable, all those words may mean different things to you. Sustainable to us means the triple bottom line. Green means following the 12 principles of green chemistry, which many of you will be aware of. And clean is a government term that basically encompasses all of this. And industrial biotechnology, which is a real focus of ours, fits in under those categories. So we don't specifically talk about industrial biotechnology. It is a sub-platform of clean, green, and sustainable technologies. And we clearly say our expertise is in commercialization, and it is for the support of Canada. COMM SCI itself, our BIC really manages two initiatives. The first one I'll just name so you know we do it. It's the Bioproducts Ag Sci Cluster Initiative. And what that is a program funded and supported through Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. And AAFC manages a series of clusters supporting all the commodity groups that you can think of within the agricultural space. So these are research clusters supporting dairy, pork, chicken, wheat, barley, soybeans, honeybees, on and on and on. They came to us and believed that there was a real place for a bioproducts cluster, which in essence crosses across many of those boundaries. But the definition really comes down to bioproducts which have a benefit to agriculture. And it is a research-based activity that we manage for them. We have a $10 million research portfolio that supports 10 to 12 projects at the moment. The first round of that will wrap up in 2018, and then we anticipate, and we're already been given guidance, that there'll likely be another 5-year cycle on that. And we've been told that bioproducts is a very important aspect of that. It does focus on research, but for us, we look at it as research that is focused on moving towards commercialization. Research for the sake of research, there are a lot of groups that do that. It is supported through many different places. We believe that supporting this bioproduct space, moving products and processes towards commercialization, is a real priority for us. And we also see the Ag Sci Research Cluster as what I call a very early stage pipeline of commercialization ideas that we look forward to picking up as they exit what I'd call the research world and move towards a commercialization world. And we look forward to picking them up at that point. So COMM SCI is a $27 million initiative with a 4-year mandate. $12 million came from our funding sponsors at FedDev Ontario through their IRD program. $3 million matching funding came from the province of Ontario through MRIS and MEDG. And it was very important for FedDev that the province participate. And I totally agree with that view that these are collaborations of many levels of government, and it's important that they all be there. So we have $15 million of funding from government. With that, we match up against $12 million of in-kind support, in-kind and funding support from our partners. And our prime partners, as I said, is Lambton College, West Sarnia Lambton Research Park, as well as a number of partners you'll hear about this afternoon who have various interests within the supply chain here. So that's the 27 million. Of the 27 million, it really goes into two buckets. The first one is our investment fund. We have an $11 million investment fund, $5.5 million from FedDev, matching up against $5.5 million coming from BIC. And in essence, we've taken our investment fund from our first 8 years of operation and matching it up dollar for dollar with FedDev to now have an $11 million investment fund. And the expectation here is that we will be able to invest in another dozen or so companies, and I'll use that number dozen because I don't want to be too specific because we don't know. We can invest up to $500,000 in any project or any company in a round. So that doesn't mean necessarily that we'll only invest once in a company, because a lot of companies need follow-on rounds to get them to a finishing line, and we need to be able to think about doing that as we need to do it. But we have $11 million that we intend to put out the door into projects over the next 2-3 years. The other $18 million, so there's some money in there which is there for operations, but there's also $18 million of that, sorry, that math doesn't work. 11, 14, $13 million is project-based. And this is monies that we manage projects to support the commercialization of companies. And these projects are projects which eliminate barriers to commercialization for startup companies or companies we work with. So it may be a technology barrier that is hindering from moving forward effectively to commercialization. And a natural fit for us there is to work with Lambton College because through their Department of Applied Research, because they have great capabilities to solve some technology partners. Doesn't necessarily have to be Lambton College, but Lambton College is a committed partner of COMM SCI. There may be other barriers in the supply chain. There may be barriers in the market side of your business plans that require resolution or solving so that you can ultimately have a successful business plan that can be funded and supported and get you through to commercialization. And that's really what we're about, is to identify those projects, build a project around that, leverage the in-kind support from BIC, Lambton College, the Sarnia Lambton Research Park, and our other partners to be able to solve that problem for you and leverage funding from FedDev, MRIS, and from actually other government agencies as well. So we have a fairly good ability to stack funding to be able to make this very appealing and helpful to help companies commercialize.